Hello everyone, it's your girl Regina Sunshine coming to you from what is always a beautiful day for me here in Douglasville, Georgia with the Regina Sunshine Show here at Regina Sunshine Global Networks. This is where we bring you our version of midday motivation, helping you get a Regina Sunshine state of mind. And I'm so excited about today's show. When I say we have 4 phenomenal women in the building, this actually could have been a part of my Black Female Excellence series. I think we will call it that. So this will be a part of our, if you guys follow my Black Female Excellence series, this definitely is a Black Female Excellence show, and I can't wait for you guys to meet all of my guests. We have live in studio Ms. Shaquita Maxey, Ms. Tina Greer, Tashana Richardson, and Dr. Renee Sunday, and they're all here and ready to share their hearts with you. A big shout out to my sponsor for this show, Ms. Lanita Mitchell Blackwell with Leading Through Living Community and Bold Favor Media Group. Lanita is actually the publisher for both of my books and also my personal business coach. But you can go to leadingthroughliving.com. That's leadingthroughliving.com to see all the services that they provide, from publishing to coaching, to actually for those people who are looking to start their own magazine, they actually show you how to do that as well, which I took the magazine class. It was overwhelming. I just say that. It was one of those times where you feel like my brain is full and it's starting to dump out information because they gave you so much information. So definitely any of the courses or events, anything that you see that Leading Through Living is doing, you need to be a part of it. And so since we're talking about Leading Through Living, this past weekend was the Bold Lifestyle Awards here at the Douglasville Conference Center. And anybody that was there can tell you we had an amazing time. From the 23 honorees, as I said, 23 honorees, from Representative Roger Bruce to Representative Kimberly Alexander, to a number of noted business people and young entrepreneurs in the community. It was a beautiful celebration of excellence and love and service and purpose. Shout out to Lanita Mitchell Blackwell, to our president of Bold Favor, Mr. David Good, which I have to say, if you guys go to the Bold Favor Media Group page, they actually have the live stream, and you'll see that Lanita presented David with a championship belt. Like, as the man on the team, she was like, what can you give a man that's a true champion other than, like, you guys know what I'm talking about, like the belts for the boxers and everything. It was a real belt. It had metal. It was so cool. So this was definitely an out-of-the-box type of an award show. And the first thing, and I have to say this, I'm very transparent about my relationship with Anita. One of the things that she and I agree on, and this goes back to how our relationship started, is I'm submitted to her in terms of my business. And when she asks me to do things, I don't even get to question it, because I truly believe that she was divinely sent into my life to help me grow and to help me get to the next level. And like she told me when I was kind of fighting her, if you believe God sent me to you, why would you not do what I asked you to do? And so when I started 2017, because people always ask, what was the difference in everything? It seemed like everything in 2017, your business took off. I said, I started doing whatever Lanita told me to do, because I believe God sent her to me. It'd be different if it was someone I'm questioning whether or not she was supposed to be in my life. I believe that God sent her to me. And when I did, everything changed. So on Saturday, she asked us all to show up with mic flags and microphones. And then when the event was going to start, to meet her in the back. Now, anybody that knows me, and y'all don't, well, some of y'all don't know this about me. I got an out front personality, but I like to kind of be in control of when I put it out front. How about that? And so she calls us to the back of the room with our mic flags, and then she announces that she's going to play, what is it, I'm Coming Out, and we all going to walk into the room, go to the front, and we're going to dance and sing. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this. I was like, I'm so glad you didn't tell us ahead of time, because I'd have been conveniently late and disobedient. But I did what she asked us to do, and it was a great interest, right, Michelle? Yeah. And it was so fun, and the whole crowd got into it. And at one point, I'm sitting there thinking about what's happening, and then I said, stop thinking about it and enjoy the moment. And when I began to enjoy the moment, I had a really, really great time. So that was one thing. But the thing that to me is still the dopest thing that happened on Saturday is this comic book. So to honor her entire staff, the entire Bold Favor Media team, instead of giving us certificates or any of that, she had a comic book created, and all of us are characters in this freaking comic book. I have never, we were all so blown away. That's Regina Sunshine, right there. I have never, you know, I was talking to one of the teammates. We were walking to the car, and she was talking about what a challenging year it had been, and how much she had overcame, and still how the enemy was attacking her mind, you know, and everything, trying to take her back to where she was. And I looked at her, and I said, girl, you in a freaking comic book. And she paused. She said, I'm in a comic book. And it was like she had a moment. I was like, yes. I said, superheroes are in comic books. And that's why you're in this comic book. And I said, so every time the enemy tries, I said, you know, I'm in a comic book, dude. I'm a superhero. So shout out to Lanita. This was so creative and out of the box. And I don't even know what page I'm on. I can't remember the page number. I was trying to find me. There's no page numbers. But there I am again. There's my station manager, Christine. Over here are Michelle and Cindy. They're supposed to be stars shining in the sky. Clarissa, who's also part of the Regina Sunshine Global Network team. Robin Shockley. When I tell you, how did it feel? Feel good? Felt so special to be included in something like this. And so our next question to Lanita was, how do we buy extra copies? And she was like, I didn't even think about that. She said, I don't have it like registered to sell or anything. It was just for you guys. And we were like, you're going to have to fix that. Because when my mama sees it, she going to take it, first of all, because it's going to be hers. Because you know, mama, anything our name is in anything. So I need a personal copy because mama's going to take this when I show it to her. So Lanita, I know you're working that out because this wasn't a part of the plan, but I found out multiple people have been asking for copies of it now. So go ahead and put this for sale. This is so dope and amazing. I'm going to put it right here so everybody can see the bold favor comic book. All right. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I know I'm a few minutes behind, but we're okay. For those who were at my awards show a couple weeks back, I talked about the Awesome Girl Project and the I Am an Awesome Girl collaboration book. So I just wanted to put it out there. We are officially looking for authors for the I Am an Awesome Girl collaboration book. All the girls that have been a part of my Awesome Girl award show for the past 4 years would automatically be included in the book if they decide they want to be. But I need a total of 30 girls to write a chapter about why they believe they're an awesome girl and to give us 5 affirmations that they use on a daily basis to stay upbeat and positive and everything. So if you know a girl, or if you are a girl, if you have a parent who wants their girl included in the I Am an Awesome Girl book project, email me at reginasunshine.robinson@gmail.com. That's reginasunshine.robinson@gmail.com. And the official Awesome Girl age is 5 to 17. We started with 7 to 17, then we were getting younger girls, and so it's 5 to 17. So again, they just need to write a chapter about why they believe they're an awesome girl, and then they need to write 5 affirmations that they use on a daily basis to stay encouraged. I'm so excited about this book. I think this is going to be the best thing I ever did when we bring it all together, and we'll be launching it at the first ever full Awesome Girl Awards show. We've been including the Awesome Girls in the Curvy and Confident Awards, where we're breaking away and we're doing a full Awesome Girl Awards show with girl MCs and girl DJs, and whatever we do in this program is going to be a girl from age 5 to 17 that's going to be officially in that capacity. So I'm so excited. The parents I've talked to are already so excited about this. And the other part, for those that were at the Curvy and Confident Awards, we will be at the state capitol on January the 4th, presenting the girls with their medals. Big shout out again to Representative Valencia Stoll for always taking my awesome girls to the Capitol for that private tour. This year, Representative Stovall and Representative Kimberly Alexander are going to be there with us, and we're excited. So that's January the 4th from 10 to 11:30. If you were a part of the award show and you want to join us at the Capitol, you should have gotten an email from me. But yes, let's go and celebrate these girls at the Capitol. I think that's it, Michelle. Like I said, I'm still a little bit behind, but I cannot go to my first break without mentioning what I'm thankful for, because that's what I do every break, first break. And I wrote in my notes today, I'm thankful for my coach who continues to set the standard for excellence, and for my Father in heaven for making such a great divine connection. Again, when I moved to Atlanta, all the things that I'm doing now were never on my radar. Let's start there. I came here with my son to pursue his dream. He's a mixed martial arts fighter. He graduated from high school when he was 16 so that we could take his senior year and train so he could go pro. And I came here in pursuit of his dream. And all of my dreams started coming true. And the biggest key to that was the day I met Lanita Mitchell Blackwell. And she began to pour into my life and to seed into my life. And I wasn't even on her team. And she loved me like she had known me her entire life. And I kept thinking, this woman is so good to me and I'm not on her team. What if I was on her team? What would happen then? And I sought her out to become my coach. And again, everything changed. So I'm so thankful that God loves me enough to position people in my life to make my dreams come true, but not for me, but for his glory and his kingdom so that people's lives can be changed. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, our first guest of the day will be with us, Miss Shaquita Maxey. I can't wait for you to meet her. You're live here at Regina Sunshine on the Regina Sunshine Global Network. All right, you guys, you're back live on the air at Regina Sunshine, here on the Regina Sunshine Show. Where? At Regina Sunshine Global Network. And I have my first guest of the day of what has been newly appointed, the Black Female Excellence Show. Welcome to the show, Shaquita Maxey.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. You look so pretty.
Thank you.
So you have on your favorite colors, right?
Yes, black and gold.
Black and gold. Well, before we even get into your interview, and I guess we are going to talk about you being an artist at some point. Yeah. Shaquita is also an accomplished artist, and she brought this for me today and gave it in that pretty. It just happens. So thank you. And she has some incredible, incredible artwork that I've seen. But welcome to the show. I like to start the show always mentioning how I met someone, and we used to be employed at the same place as educators, working for a vendor inside of the Atlanta public school system. We might even talk about those experiences at some point. I always say anybody who hasn't volunteered and spent at least a week in the schools, in the Atlanta public school system, you can't really make any judgment calls about what should be going on. You need to get in there and really, because I was blown away when we started working there. I was like, this is how it, because I had a conception, I had a perception in my mind of, how we grew up, how children spoke around adults. There was an on-off switch, and that's a whole other thing. So tell us a little bit about who you are and some of the things you do.
Who I am. So I'm Shaquita Maxey. I am an artist, also a writer. I'm also a person that just love family. And I love just seeing people do what it is they're supposed to do in life. One of the things that I have coming out soon is a book on purpose. And the book basically would just go into everyday living and just how everything is connected to your destiny and where you're going. So every day may not be, comfortable. Every day may not be as pleasant as you want it to be, but it all connects to where you're going. And each day is connected. So just take that into consideration when you're going through certain things. So my journey is to help people understand that their journey is purposeful. Like, you're here for a purpose, and once you're able to allow God to transform you and accept you for who you are, then you're able to walk into your purpose.
I love it. I mentioned before we met working inside the school system. So your background, your education background. Tell them a little bit about your education background.
So I graduated with my undergrad with human service background from Kennesaw State, and I have a master's degree in business and administration from Ohio Christian University with a concentration in organizational leadership. So with that, I take my skills, everything that I've learned, and anywhere that I'm contracted or working I show them what it is that leadership is, as well as help them to pour into the leaders that they actually have within their corporation. So that's one of the things that I know.
Well, one of the things I remember, because I don't remember meeting you until we both were, what's the word when you
Promoted.
Promoted. That's the word. When we were promoted to the leadership team, and we began to work together. And this is the thing that our upper management said about you before I met you. So she's going to bring the God balance to the team that you need, because she knew there was a bunch of crazy stuff going on, and she was like, because this is the other person that's going to be praying, and everything. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. and she knew I needed that, because there was so much craziness going on. I needed them. There was somebody else on the team that believed like I believe, and that we were standing in the gap at the same time. So that blessed me. And then I met you, and I was like, oh yeah, she's that chick, you know, that chick with a little hood twist to it. And I love that about you. You are, you're that woman, any setting, right? Shaquita can walk into the boardroom and I can command attention. I can go and talk to the kids in the street, and I got them. So you're that person that is able to work effectively in so many areas. And since I mentioned the kids, let's talk about that, because you have a passion for youth.
Yes.
Tell us about some of the things that you have done in terms of working with our youth.
Working with our youth, I actually have volunteered, as well as she says, work in the school system. One thing that I noticed with our kids today, our youth, they really just need someone to listen to them. And I remember growing up, like, I wasn't always that kid that cared if someone listened, but if someone had the opportunity to sit down and listen, I took that as not necessarily that they didn't care, but I had family that actually was able to listen, and they poured into me, and they showed me that love that I needed. So once I got into an environment where I saw that kids didn't have the same that I had, let me show them that people do actually love you, and they don't know who you are. So just having that willing heart to just listen to them, and not necessarily give them rules and regulations, but just give them the ability to see that they have choices and options, because a lot of the times they feel as though this is what it is, when it's really not that. You have the option to change and do what it is that you want to do, if you have it in your mind. So I'm the one that's going to help you change that perspective. Even though it feels like this is it, this is not always going to be it. You have options to do what it is you want to do. So
do you think it makes a difference in terms of your interaction with young people that you have been where they are, and you've run some of those same spaces? Yes,
that's definitely important. So it's important to, like, a person that hasn't been in the trenches wouldn't really, be able to correlate with a kid that has. Although they will listen, but they will not hear you. You know what I mean? So there's a difference between listening and hearing. So that's one of the things that I pay attention to when I'm speaking to the kids, as well as just being amongst my peers, encouraging them to get into the trenches, volunteer an hour or two, in the schools, or on Saturdays, different programs that you can volunteer with and stuff like that. So it's definitely important that we just reach back, because they need us. They need us.
Well, I've gotten to know you a little from working with you, and now seeing you begin to do your own thing. So 2018 has been a year of transition.
Yes.
For you. Tell us about some of that transition.
The year of transition. So what happened was I was working, and I knew I was feeling uncomfortable, but you know how it's like, oh, well, this feels it's stable, But at the end of the day, God is not concerned about how we're feeling and our emotions. When he tell us to do something, either we're going to do it or he's going to show us or push us. So he pushed me, and so I'm pretty much working as far as like as an entrepreneur in certain areas. And he's allowing me to really focus and hone in on my gifts and the talents that he's blessed me with. And with that comes the art, that comes with the writing, that comes with the working with the youth, that's comes with, you know, even doing hair. Like, there's so many things that God has given, blessed me with. So with that, he wants me to be, my prayer is that the strategies that he blessed me with, that I stay obedient and just do them, so that I can see the manifestation on a larger scale, because I know he's given me that. He's told me that that's what it's going to be.
You're so talented. And I do love that you're tapping into so many gifts, because so often we get stuck, right?
Yeah.
I remember Pastor Bill Pitts out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and he passed away this past year. Phenomenal man. Had a conversation with my son. And he was saying, okay, fight, you're an excellent fighter. He said, what other gifts do you have? What else? He said, God has gifted you in other areas. And he's like, explore those. He said, it's okay to, you know, really push and excel here. He said, but explore everything that God has put in you. And my son came off from that conversation. He was like, I never really thought about that. And I look at you, and you're somebody who has begun to tap, and it's a beautiful thing, because you go, oh, this young woman has an MBA, but she does hair. You know what I'm saying? And she works with kids, and she's an artist, and now she's an author. And I think it blesses people to see you really walking in those gifts. So now that you're out here, right? Because 2018 has been a year out here, right? And 2019 is over there, yes. Because your box was over here, but God's going to put you over there. You ain't going to be on the same side of the street where your box was in 2019. So this book, your first book is coming out. How does it feel to, because you known for a while you're supposed to write this book.
Yeah.
So to now be in this space where you have done what God has told you to do, and to see it beginning to manifest, how does that feel?
It's overwhelming. And I would say overwhelming because it's kind of like my personal letter to people of journey and self-discovery, and how you are able to connect with him, and he's connecting the dots to your life. You're not going to always get the full script, so you have to, you know, just go with his flow. And so just having that ability to allow people into my personal space, that can be overwhelming for me, because I am an introvert. So
and you're a very private person,
right?
That.
So it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, this is her, like this, you know. But I'm okay with it, because God gave me that ability to, you know, want to even do that, you know. So I'm excited, and I know it will change people's lives, because, you know, a lot of people don't feel that they have that purpose or that voice because of, you know, just where they are. But if they were to tap into even that day, whatever job, whatever it is that you're doing, like, pay attention to your, you know, what you possess in that actual position, you know, so you can look at it as like you have purpose there. So I'm excited.
When is the book dropping?
So in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. And your publisher?
Miss Lanita.
Leading Through Living Community.
Yes, I'm excited. It was such a blessing to be connected through Regina, through Miss Lanita, and like, I'm excited.
Well, the book, 2 weeks from now, comes out. The readers begin to read it. What are you hoping is that one thing, I know you've mentioned purpose, that they get when they read the book?
It's okay not to be okay. And once you're able to realize, like, okay, I'm not okay right now, but there is a reason for this particular day, at this particular time, at this particular month, then you're able to realize, like, everything is connected. So I won't question that bad day, because I know that there are good days that are coming that will, you know, help me help someone else on that day that I had that bad day. So it's basically just connecting the dots. Like, every day is connected.
Well, you know, you've been such an encouragement to me, and I don't even think I have. I mentioned a little at the beginning, but there have been days when I've gone for Shaquita to wash my hair. Well, I just needed to be in that space where I knew the word was. And I'm trying to cry. Where I knew, you know what I'm saying? When I walked in, that there was the atmosphere of praise and worship before I even got there. So I could go and be filled back up to go back out and fight this fight. And so I thank you. You were just doing you. You just in there, encouraging yourself, right? Praying. And,
right.
And not even realizing that you were preparing a space for me to walk into. So, okay. It's all right. Let me go back out here and fight again. And so I know that God has put so much in you for people that need it. And shout out to Mom and them. Let's because you've got such a supportive family like mine.
Yes.
What does it mean to have a family that loves you and supports you like yours?
It means the world. My mom and my dad and just my aunts, uncles, everyone, they're so supportive. Whatever you need, let me know. When this is going to happen, let me know so I can be there, So I just thank every one of them. And I'm excited. I know they're excited. And I know that, they're going to always be there. So I thank y'all.
So do this. Tell them the name of the book and when it's available, where they'll be able to find it.
So the book is going to be available in 2 weeks. So December, 17th. Okay, and you will be able to find it on Amazon and on my website. That is almost done. So you can follow him on Instagram at purpose2create.com. Purpose to Create, yeah. And that way you'll be able to click on the link in the bio and the website, and it'll direct you to everything. So.
I'm so excited for you.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Because we already began, when you were washing my head up there, we were already talking about this next book project.
Yes.
That's going to be amazing. And
I'm excited about that one. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be good. So when you come back, we'll be talking about book project number 2. Look
yes.
at, from January 1st of 2018 to today. Look, I tell people all the time, God sees around corners. You don't even know what's going on.
At all.
And you look up and you find yourself in a really blessed place. Like, how'd I get here? So awesome. So do this. Can you stay around to the end of the show?
Yes.
We'll bring everybody back to in and out together. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Miss Tina Greer will be live here with me, Regina Sunshine, on the Regina Sunshine Show. Where? At Regina Sunshine Global Network. All right, you guys, you are back live on the air with Regina Sunshine at the Regina Sunshine Show on Regina Sunshine Global Network. And we have our second amazing guest on this new Black female excellent show. Welcome, Miss Tina Greer.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here today.
Well, it's so good to have you here. You know, I've seen you quite a bit these days, and we'll talk more about that in a different capacity. So now we get to be on the couch together, and this is good.
Yes.
Well, I do like to start mentioning how I met someone, and I actually met you at filming for Team Bride Tribe.
That's right.
You have been an amazing supporter of Team Bride Tribe and the Regina Sunshine Global Network family. So we're thankful for you and your support, because it makes a difference when you're doing new things and people show up and support you and love on you. So and you see Michelle over there thanking you.
Yes.
We love you.
Yes.
we thank you so much. I do have your bio here, and I want to read a little bit of that, and then we'll begin to talk about some of these things. It says, Tina L. Greer is CEO of Greer Business Solutions, LLC, a business growth strategist, best-selling author, inspirational speaker, and trainer. She coaches entrepreneurs and small business owners in the bidding and procurement process of government contracts. That's huge. Coupled with her educational background, a Master of Public Administration specializing in finance, and her expertise of working in corporate America for over 20 plus years, with the last 12 plus years specializing in business strategy and pricing for a multi-million-dollar company, she assists companies in creating sustainable, robust businesses. And we'll stop there because you got a whole long thing, so I'm gonna let you talk about some of this.
Sure.
So let's start. Let's go back.
Okay.
Educationally. When you were, say, in high school, going off to college, what was your dream? What did you think you were going to do with your life?
Well, one of the things I knew that I was going to do, I know it was going to be business. I love the world of business. I just didn't know what I was going to specialize in. But I knew for me, I've always been that person, that entrepreneur at heart, that wanted to create my own way, that loved working with other business people and then also being in that environment. So I knew that was going to be my field, but just didn't know how it was going to be crafted, especially today.
So how did you make that move from, I know I want to be in business, to, okay, I know what it is?
It was trial and error, especially when I started off with my undergrad degree. You know, I started off as an accountant, you know, specializing in accounting. And then I went to computer information systems. You know, they say that on average, a freshman in college may change their major about 3 to 4 to 5 times, and that was me. I was not the typical student. But I knew it was going to be a world of numbers, of computers, because at that time, I'm not going to date myself, but at that time, we were actually getting into the computers. Initially started the computers, but it ended up being finance. So it was still about numbers, and that's what I did working. I went to school full-time, worked part-time in finance at a bank as a teller, one of the first floating tellers in my community. But I've always loved working with numbers, and I always working with money. So I knew that in that particular realm, it was going to be a field in that area, and finance was what I ended up with, and I loved it, and I was like amazed. Because as a young person, you know, everybody does not finish school in 4 years. It took me a little longer, but that was okay. But the operative word in there was finish. And I did so. And I was excited and very proud of myself of doing that. And so I ended up with a bachelor's in administration, specializing in finance.
I love that. Going back to what you said before about computers just coming out, I remember, I went to North Carolina A&T. I'm a chemical engineer by education. I remember being in the computer lab when people were starting to get on the internet, and we thought they were weird. I remember saying, those weird people in here. And they were like, no, this is the wave of the future. We were like, no, you're weird.
All night.
Yeah, they would be in there all night in the computer lab. We were like, what are they doing?
Yes.
So now it's so interesting that, you know, so now I'm less likely to call somebody weird when they're doing something new. I'm like, they might be on to something.
That's right.
Let me pause and pay attention and see what they're doing.
That is absolutely correct.
So Greer Business Solutions LLC. Tell us about your business.
Sure. As I said, I've always been an entrepreneur. You know, I believe that I have many skills, and everybody has all the skills they need to have. It just sometimes need to be manifested.
Yes.
They don't realize the capacity that you will have if you really sit down and think about it. So it started off with me, you know, as your first guest said, it's about doing hair. Funny story
Really?
about that is that one of the things I learned how to do hair through my mom. You know, it started off you doing your hair with your mom, roll a set in my hair, you know, and things of that nature. And I really loved and enjoyed doing that. But what I did is that in college, you know, I started doing hair in college to just have extra income. And then in grad school, when I went to grad school, that was my means of income. So it paid for my classes.
Wow.
Because I didn't have a scholarship for my graduate program. So really taking that skill set, monetizing it to get that end result that I needed in order to obtain my master's degree debt-free. So in essence, taking those skills that you know in order for your bank account to grow.
Please say that. Please say that.
You know, and it's okay to do that while you're on your grind to get to that ultimate goal that you're trying to do. So I really encourage individuals to have multiple streams of income. That is what I stand on, multiple streams of income. So in essence, I've been teaching and coaching, being a business coach without really thinking about charging for it. And then when the transition came, you talked about transition, coming out of corporate America and being an entrepreneur full time, it's like, okay, I need to go ahead and craft things that I need to do in order to make the money that I made in corporate. So in essence, Greer Business Solutions, even though it's been around for 10 years, the business model changed last year when I stepped into entrepreneurship full time and took the knowledge and expertise that I've been doing and making millions for other companies in corporate America and said, I want to share that knowledge with small business owners. You know, it's amazing to me that I'm in an environment in corporate where they're winning contracts left and right, strategies, partnerships and things of that nature left and right in this trillion-dollar industry of government contracts. Taking that knowledge and expertise and then sharing it with the little guy, sharing it with the ones that's struggling, the mom and pops, and say, hey, your skill set is needed in the government contracting industry, and I can share with you and show you how to win and how to win big. So that is what leads to what my business model has been for the past year since I transitioned from corporate, is working with small business owners and entrepreneurs, teaching them how to find, bid, and win government contracts. So all I'm doing is taking those 20+ years of business management, contracts management, business development, pricing, and now part of my give back is to share that knowledge with those that want to participate in this trillion-dollar industry of government contracts.
Well, I've got like so many questions. You were talking like all these questions were popping up. 2 questions, so I can say them now so I won't forget. Okay. Number 1, you mentioned, you know, monetizing all these different areas.
Yes.
I want you to speak to that specifically because a lot of people are saying, I don't have anything. I don't have a business and out here. Everybody has a business inside of them. Right. They just don't. They have to discover what that is. So I want you to speak to that. And the number 2 thing, you say you talk to mom and pop businesses and you're telling them you have services that government contracts need.
Right.
And so what are some of those services that maybe people aren't thinking about that they may be able to get government contracts for? So
okay, like, oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's just 2 of like the 5 questions that popped in my head while you were talking.
Okay, first of all, in regards to just having, okay, let me start for the last one. The mom and pop shops and the small business owners that maybe work from home or brick and mortar is to education. Is to bring awareness. A lot of times you don't know what you don't know, and that's the problem. And a lot of people are not going to come to your environment, your community, your neighborhood and share that information with you. So it is important for me to bring educational awareness to the opportunities and have a conversation, you know, of what skills do you currently have? What services are you currently providing? Who is your audience right now? And let's see how we can take that information and match it up to what the government agencies are looking for.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So in essence, when they do that, it's so many aha moments. For example, simple things as maintenance, janitorial services, facility services, coaches, trainers, individuals that are maybe doing very well in corporate America or very well on a community level can take that expertise and actually advertise it for opportunities, because the government agencies are looking for small business owners. There's a mandate out there to where 23% of contract awards have to be awarded to small business owners. So I'm talking about trillions of dollars. I'm talking about you can actually have contracts that are sustainable, that can change and impact communities just by your company participating and being a government contractor and winning these contracts. So, I mean, it's endless opportunities out there, but my main goal is to educate and to train those individuals that are looking to get a piece of this money. Absolutely. And and we can level the playing field because of the Small Business Administration Act, and also because of the mandates that are out there where they're looking for companies that look like you and I in regards to participating in winning contract awards.
Sounds like a community town hall type of meeting that needs to happen. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, because there's information you shared already that I didn't know, and there are a lot of small business owners that don't know.
Right.
They don't have, they don't know. They don't know.
Right.
And so yeah, we have to talk about that.
Okay.
We should talk about all kinds of things we want to do in this space. I would love to have a small business workshop where you come in. Yes, we pay you because we pay people to do what they do. To come in and talk to the community.
Sure.
We'll talk about that. Michelle's already clapping off air. Now back to the other question.
Give me the other question again.
The other question was, you talked about monetizing those different skills.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And a lot of people look at what they have and they don't think they have anything to monetize. How would you advise them in trying to search within, or to figure out what are those skills that I have that I can monetize?
Sure, sure. And that is what I do also with my coaching as well, because it all starts with mindset. You have to have the right mindset to know that you are capable, you're able, and you have everything that you need inside of you. It just needs to be manifested. That goes into my book, Growing to Your Greatness.
Oh yes.
But we ain't even talk about that. But the thing is that what a person needs to really think about is that, what do you do well that people tell you about that you do well and you take for granted? Think about that. What is it that you do effortlessly? And, oh my, can you do this for me? Oh, sure, no problem. But you don't even think about it. That's the first thing. Begin the mindset. Write those things down that you do, that you get up, that people applaud you for, that thank you for, and you just take it for granted.
Or they're
what
always
is that?
asking you to do.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That's where you begin. And from that, once you figure out what those things are, then let's talk about how can we monetize that. It's so many different ways we can do that, that I can definitely share with your listeners. But that is the first thing, because you have skills that people are privately praying for you to show up.
Yes.
But if you don't have the right mindset to understand that you are the one they're looking for, then it's for naught. So again, really identify and focus on what do you do well. And then let's talk about how we can change that thought into action, which turns into currency.
Absolutely. We're not going to let you give them no more tips. They're going to have to pay you for that. They got to call you and set up a session
with me.
Yes.
Definitely.
So tell us about your books. You brought 2 books with you.
Wow. Yes. I brought 2 books. I am a best-selling author, international best-selling author, as well as a co-author on another book, The Voice That Changed Everything. So I love to write. I'm very creative, as you already know, through my other stream of income. But Growing to Your Greatness is all about encouragement, and it also provides business tips. to let you know, again, the gifts and talents you already have. It just needs to be pushed out to grow into your greatness. So this is an encouraging book. It also really good advice on goal setting in this book. And this also has helped individuals that are in the social worker consultant type fields where they've given it to their patients. So I'm excited about that. So this is I'm all about inspiring and training at the same time. It has to go together. And then my second book, Transformational You, create the change you want to see. 31 power statements and affirmations with applicable action items for each statement. So you create that change, you know. So again, everything starts with the mindset. And I will have another book that I'm working on now. It's my business book. Yes. You know, it's amazing that I need to write this book. How you say, I need to write this book. I need to write this book. I need to finish this book. And then it always shifts into inspiration. Always shifts. But I am working currently on my business book because that goes with my business coaching practice. Yes. And the trainings that I provide for my clients.
That's what I'm beginning to find out as well. It's like everything that I do coaching wise, there's a book that goes with every course. There's a book inside of every one.
Yes, definitely.
So you mentioned multiple streams of income, and that when we met, it's a whole other business that you haven't even mentioned. So mention one other business that you have.
Sure, it's TLC Pamper Products, where self-care is self-love. And it is a subsidiary of Greer Business Solutions, where it's targeting that busy corporate woman, that busy mom that doesn't have time to go to a spa, but want to be pampered and loved on. And that's how I'm able to do that through all natural bath and body products. All my products are also made with essential oils. So I make them myself, and people love them. And again, it was a gift-giving thing. At first, it was a need. Then I said, okay, too many people are liking this. I need to monetize this. So in essence, that's how it all began.
I love we ended there because everything you've talked about, you show that you are actually doing it. You're living. You're not just telling people, this is what I think you should do. This is what I have done.
Right.
And it's working. Well, tell our audience where they can get your books, how they can follow you, and if they need to, get us one-on-one session, how can they get up with you?
Sure. You can actually follow me. I have my website, GreerBusinessSolutions.com. And then also, if you want to talk with me and have a consult, I am providing 15-minute complimentary assessments.
Ooh.
And you can go to my bit.ly link, bit.ly/talkwithtina. Simple.
Well, can you hang around to the end of the show?
I sure can.
I know we ran a few minutes behind, but we're going to work this thing out. All right?
Okay.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be live with Ms. Tashana Richardson here on the Regina Sunshine Show at Regina Sunshine Global Network. you're back on the air with Regina Sunshine here on the Regina Sunshine Show at Regina Sunshine Global Network. And I have my next guest of the day on this Black Female Excellence Show, Miss Tashana Richardson. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you here. I know we kind of met like a week and a half ago at the Curvy and Confident Awards, but this is the first time we're actually meeting other than phone conversation.
Yes.
So I like to mention how I met someone, but I do have a little bit of your bio, so I'll share that. It says, Tashana Richardson, age 40, is a single mother of 5 children and 1 angel in heaven. She is from North Carolina, but now resides in Georgia. She's the founder and visionary of a Facebook group titled I Am Beautiful, the movement with over 80,000 women and 20 chapters worldwide. She's a marketing director for Surge 365, aka Miss 50,000, and she was her company's first $50,000 bonus earner. Wow. Let's go back to this. I Am Beautiful movement with 80,000 women in your group. All right, so tell us how that even started.
Oh my goodness. Well, that group started from the loss of my son. I lost my son in 2012, and he was a few days shy of being 6 months old. And going through that, I really didn't have an outlet. And so within those 3 years, it was thoughts of suicide. It was thoughts of me not being worthy as a woman, a mother. He was my 6th child. I felt dead internally. And so I just said, you know what, I don't want to do this thing called life if I got to do it like this. And so 2015, it was my birthday. I reached out to a photographer in North Carolina. And I said, you know, if I'm going to be kept here, because I was compromised with God, I said, you know what, just take me out of here. You know, you could do it through my sleep, but if you're going to keep me here, what is my purpose? Because I don't know. And so I did that photo shoot, and when I got those pictures back, and I was like, everything that I needed was not in somebody else, because I was looking for something to fix it. And everything that I needed was already on the inside of me. And so I could see the power in my posture on those pictures and the strength in my eyes that I wasn't the same woman who I thought I was 2012. And I said, you know, it's got to be other women that are going through similar or like experiences that I've gone through. So I did a 12-month calendar with 12 different women in North Carolina. And I just felt like this is not enough. You know, I want to just expand this and just, you know, and one day I was leaving the salon and I was just walking to Walmart and God was like, do it now. And so I created a space on Facebook called I Am Beautiful. And if you go to the page, it's .. hashtag the movement. And I didn't know what that meant, but it was God speaking to me. So before it even became a movement, it was just me and 12 other women. And in 30 days,
you and 12. I'm sorry, girl. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Those 12, and in 30 days, there were over 80,000 women in this Facebook group, and it got so big so fast that we started breaking them down by chapters. And so we have I Am Beautiful Kuwait, I Am Beautiful Italy, I Am Beautiful North Carolina, and so we just have beautiful I Am Beautiful chapters worldwide. And so that's how that movement began.
Girl. That's what happens when you move when God says move. So often, you know, he'll tell us to do something. We say, well, I need to figure this out, and I need to figure that out. When he told you to move, you moved, and because you were obedient, people's lives were changed. What has it been like to see the change in the women through this organization?
Oh my God, the relationships that have been built, the doors that were opened for other women to just come through because they were struggling alone. And the worst thing to go through life feeling like there's nobody else out there like you, or feeling the same way you feel. See, for those 3 years, I bottled those suicide thoughts on the inside because I didn't want people to think that I was crazy. And, you know, a few minutes ago, we were talking about counseling and therapy. And, you know, in our community, we look at those things like, well, what's wrong with you? And in all honesty, those are things that were put in place to help us. And so I didn't know that. And I didn't want to be sitting in somebody's office because I didn't want to run into somebody that knew me and what is she doing down here? So I kept that in. And I'm so grateful that God kept me in my right mind for such a time as this. And my time was not up you know, and so now moving forward, that's how I met Nicole Henderson,
Yes.
and I Am Beautiful, and she ended up doing my nonprofit for me, and so it's just been upward and onward since that day.
That's beautiful. There's a connection in the room already because Regina introduced Nicole at our award show. Connection.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to have women in your life that truly love and support and are vision carriers who have caught the vision and are running with it?
It matters. It truly matters because we are in a world that, you know, women, we are really changing the world day by day, minute by minute. And I've been part of some things where it was just the word mine, and this is mine, and I'm going to shut the door behind me because this is mine. And so now I've learned to, you know, be around, I have had the opportunity to be around women that leave the door open.
Yes.
And not shut it behind
I felt
them.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that.
And so, and we have to do that. Because, you know, with I Am Beautiful, with over 80,000 women, I'm meeting authors that have good books, or I'm meeting women that have these grand ideas, but they don't have the audience. Well, this is a God-given organization. Guess what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to put your book in there. I'm going to shine the light on you for what you need to get to the next level. And that's how I've been blessed since 2015, just not saying it's mine, but it's God, and he gave it to me to use for the world and not just for me.
I love that. So over 20 chapters
Yes.
worldwide. Because I know you said you broke them down because there were so many women. Are there some specific activities or areas of engagement inside of those chapters?
Absolutely. So yesterday, we just did our first I Got You Girl meetup at my home. And I invited about 20 entrepreneurs, and they could bring guests over. And I believe in support in real life. You know, it's okay to click like on Facebook or share or, you know, tag somebody because they was looking for a referral or suggestions. But when you can be in a room such as this and have that opportunity to share in real life, and that's what matters to me, support in real life. And so not just bringing your book and say, okay, I'll get it later. No, I want your book right now because I know that if you wrote it, I need to read it, and then I need to buy another one to pass it on to another sister. So these organizations, Christmas time, we pick a young girl, we take her out to get her hair done, get her nails done, because we know that in order to be an empowered woman, it starts as a child. And so, yeah, they have all kinds of activities throughout the year.
I'm already thinking about something. There's an awesome girl in particular that I know that I want to connect you with. Her family's going through some tough times, and that's why you mentioned that right then. So I can, okay. I Got You Girl, is that the name of it? I mean, we talked about it on the phone, but I didn't remember hearing that name.
Okay.
Love that name.
I Got You Girl. Oh my God. I mean, that just alone screams so many different avenues. Like, what does I Got You Girl mean? It means truly, if you're my friend and you have a book, I need to be the first partaker of purchasing your book. Do I have no business calling you friend? And so that's what I Got You Girl, May 2019. We're having our first I Got You Girl, the experience. I'm kind of over the word conference because people come to conferences and they are happy when they leave, but I'm looking for this event to be an experience of a transformation. You know, that you're not just leaving high five and I got a t-shirt, but I'm talking about some life empowering things that you can take away for the rest of your life, not just for the moment, but for the rest of your life. And so I'll be downtown Sheraton, Atlanta, May 19th.
I'm there. I don't even have my calendar in front of me. I just feel it. I'm there. Whatever you need, put me down. I'm there.
I'm honored.
Absolutely.
And so, and I would love to have you. Been here for about 2 years, and God has really opened up so many doors through I Am Beautiful, and that's how I was introduced to Surge 365.
So tell us about Surge 365.
Okay, so I was introduced to Surge 365 through a woman named Renee Toppin. Someone invited her to I Am Beautiful, another leg of a connection, and she watched me for about 4 months in this group. And at the time, when we talked, she told me everything that she saw, and I was like, what is she doing, stalking me? But she studied me because God sent her to pray for me, to look after me, and when it was time for her to introduce herself, I was ready. because those 4 months that she watched me, I wasn't ready day one. And so she inboxed me on social media, and if we would use social media for what it's for, there would be a lot more breakthroughs than what's happening now. But she inboxed me. She said, I want to help you. Now, mind you, at this moment, I'm going through everything. Ex left, loss of son, you know, no place to stay. And here she is wanting to help me when I had all of these people that knew my situation and couldn't help me. Well, she introduced me to Surge 365. I joined right away with every bit of what I had in my bank account. And God said, you're not giving your last. I want you to give your all. In that first week, I earned my first $1,000 bonus. In my first 84 days, I earned my first $50,000 bonus. Happened to be the company's first $50,000 bonus earner. Went on to earn 3 $10,000 bonus earner. I have a team over 1,000. Drive the free Surge car that's sitting outside. I've been partnered with 1,000 people all over the world, and we are travel. We are travel, taking the world by storm through travel.
I love that. Everything I hear in your story is God said I did. God said I did. And if people can get that part from you, it would be life-changing for so many individuals. How did you get to that space in your life where you have such a strong relationship with him where when he speaks, you move?
It wasn't overnight. And it's something that we need to know that it's not overnight. But I didn't have a choice. There was no other option but to move by faith and faith alone. And nobody's opinion could validate what he said. So I didn't ask when I did what I did. I didn't ask, what do you think? I just did it. And anybody that was attached to me that wanted to participate, they did. And all those that thought what I was doing was not what I should be doing, I didn't care. And so I had that seed of faith, and I moved accordingly. And when I put the seed in the ground, the harvest came up in different streams, like she said. And now that's how I'm inspired to write my first book. It'll be out May 19th, the day of the event, the 9 lines. And I was inspired in Costa Rica. I got a free trip to Costa Rica, zip line, and you guys got to get the book. And each line represents a struggle of my life. But when I got to the last line, it was the last line. And the guy whispered in my ear, he said, this is it. And so that's how I was inspired to write my first book. And so you're listening to a woman that didn't graduate from high school. And God said, I didn't need all that. When you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can't get rejected with favor. And so it's not about the money. It's not about the titles. It's not about the education. When you have favor with God, you can't be rejected. And so by default, I'm here in Georgia. I didn't choose Georgia. Byway, highway, met somebody in the company when I was staying at Extended Stay of America with my children at the hotel. And so by the grace of God, that one seed, again, that connection, I moved here on the wing of prayer with my children and hadn't looked back since.
Girl, I love it. I'm excited about the book. I'm ready to hear the whole story. I'm ready. I really am. I don't even know what else to say. I'm so moved by everything that you said. Before you go, speak to the woman that is in that place, that doesn't know what's next and doesn't have any clue what her purpose is. What's your word of encouragement for her?
Hold on. Hold on. You're just one day closer. Hold on. I don't want to give a lecture. You just got to hold on. You got to learn how to embrace the pit in order to embrace the palace and appreciate the palace. And so many of us get caught up in what the situation looked like. God, if you can get me out right now. Sometimes you just got to stay right there in order for God to uplift you so you can appreciate where you're going, so you can be delivered. And that pit experience will be a story for somebody else to get through. And so I would just simply say, hold on.
I love that. Tell our audience how they can follow you, how they can connect with you, and everything that you have going on.
You can find me on Facebook all the time, on my personal page, Tashana Richardson. You can also join IamBeautiful ... hashtag the movement. That is a private group. It's a sacred place for women, so you would have to join in. I am on Instagram, Miss 50K MS at 50K. I have a First Lady, FIRST _ Lady, LADEE. And I am beautiful, the movement at gmail.com. And so I am just honored to be here.
Well, you've blessed us so good. And we thank you for your transparency, because that's what really begins to transform people's lives, because so often people don't want you to know where they've been and, you know, the dark spaces they found themselves in, not knowing that hearing that and seeing how God delivered you is giving them encouragement that if he did it for you, he'll do it for them. So I thank you for allowing your story to bless us all.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to take a quick break. And the greatness just keeps going. When I come back, we'll be live with Dr. Renee Sunday here at the Regina Sunshine Show on Regina Sunshine Global Network.
Thank you so much.
Girl. Regina Sunshine on the Regina Sunshine Show at Regina Sunshine Global Network. And I'm so blessed and honored to have our final amazing woman here on our Black Female Excellence Show. Welcome, Dr. Renee Sunday. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm so full.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, well, God, you have a sense of humor. Bring up the real. Amen.
Well, I thank you so much, and big thank you to Ivan Thomas, who reached out to me to connect us. This is the first time I've ever met you, so I'm just blessed and honored to have you here in our space. So he did send your bio, so I'm going to read a little bit of what he sent. It says, Dr. Sunday is a dynamic individual. Ooh, I'm trying to see through the tears, and I'm telling y'all. Dr. Sunday is a dynamic individual who has been ranked as one of the top 100 anesthesiologists in the United States. She's a media mogul and professional who specializes in helping entrepreneurs to be seen, be heard, and get paid. Finally, she is also an author and grief counselor who assists those who have endured traumatic or life-changing experiences, loss of a job or worse, a loved one. Divine appointments here today. He always does that. Her unique and proven approach has been very successful in helping the many people to overcome challenges and live and walk in their purpose. She knows what it feels like to be unsure of the future. She once went from making hundreds of thousands of dollars to nothing in one day. She had to rebuild as an entrepreneur, but now she would not have it any other way. Now she travels the nation instructing others on how to take the leap into entrepreneurship, build their dreams, their brand, and make money. Welcome to the show. You know, I always tell people, sometimes I choose a topic and I look for guests to come. But most times I allow God to put the guests in the room that is supposed to be in the room together, understanding that everyone is here on that day. We're divinely appointed to be here on the same day. And the thread I see from guest to guest is nothing that anybody could have done but God.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here. Let's start with your medical background. How did you get into medicine?
I always laugh about it because I did grow up in poverty. I was really blessed that my mom and dad was in the same house. But my dad used to get sick every year. And as a small child, I was like, it separated the family because mom had to stay at the hospital. And I'm like, okay, my brother's here, my sister's here, I'm here. Because you know how the aunts, they only take one, right? But anyway, I wanted to know why my dad got sick every year. And then that was the initial seed. And then after that, I love science. I was the one that did the cadaver whenever. I was excited about that. But my sister, actually, I was that nagging little sister that hung around her. And she's a physician herself. She's a family practice physician. And so I was always in her books. And so that's where the seed continued. And so that's how I actually became a physician. I didn't want to put people in the hospital like she did with family practice. I took this minority program to get more females actually in the medical field. And lo and behold, it was an anesthesiologist. As she balanced home life, she was a believer, and it was so amazing. Maybe about 10 years ago, we met in the bathroom. You know, a lot happens in the bathroom, right? I went to a conference, and she was there. We screamed and cried that she put that much influence in me that I followed her footsteps.
So we go from medicine to entrepreneurship. So what was that shift, or what happened in your life that you went from medicine to, okay, let me go into business for myself?
Now, that was interesting. With the shift of 2008, you know, what's that? I think 2008, when the crash went, it went everywhere, even in the medical field. So, to be honest, you can have 4 nurses doing the same thing a physician do, a certified nurse. So, a lot of times, not being mean by saying this, a lot of times when you have anesthesia, it's actually a certified nurse instead of a anesthesiologist. So, that happened. And I said, okay, Lord, now what? This is a sense of humor here. So actually, I went to practice full time in Florida, because that's where I started. I did my training. But guess what? The same thing happened again. So everybody else knew that I had lost my job. And I could actually say now that I was fired, because, you know, they had to bring in other people. Yes. That was cheaper. But I had that peace inside. I said, God, you doing something, right? But it was a transition. It was a process, as a young lady said. And so I knew something was going on. But let me tell you what happened. A year prior to that, my brother passed away. And it was the first time something, you know, real close to our family that passed away. So I was the one that gained the weight. Everybody else lost the weight. And and then my therapy, and I'm going to say it just like that, was actually writing. So my love to write actually was birthed from there. So when I lost that job, went from 6 figures to 0 in one day. If you remember back when Bishop Jakes did his first 40-day fast, I had 40 days to work. It was just right on time to keep my mind right. And so what birthed from there is me writing my books, me being a publisher, and all that happened right in there. I had that sense inside, but I'm like, Lord, I like how you did this. It did hurt. We still miss my brother. I'm not going to put that aside. But the thing about it, it actually birthed a whole bunch of ministries in regards of helping his people.
Wow. Isn't it interesting that there are so often things that are inside of us that until we are faced with ourselves or major challenges, they don't always come to the forefront. So once you started writing, what was the first book?
Well, it was the therapy that I was talking about. Sunday Grief MD. It's Christian based, of course. And we talk about I tell you a little bit, my brother, he's called a gentle giant. And the thing about it, I tell you about being an anesthesiologist, they wouldn't let me disconnect, because I actually heard his last heartbeat over the telephone. Because the anesthesia team called me. Dr. Sunday, we don't know what to do. And I'm like, I'm the sister right now. But anyway, I was able to tell them some things that actually helped my brother. But I had to write that down because it was bubbling inside. Just like one of the former guests said, I wanted to go on with my brother. Can I be real?
Be real.
And I am an apostle. Okay. So it does happen with the believers. So I had to write, I had to get it out of me. I had to get it out. So I started writing, and that's how I actually ended up on social media. Because if you remember back around about that time, 2013, you know, physicians wasn't on social media, because what we going to talk about? I mean, now we're everywhere. So I started talking about grief, and people would inbox me that powerful DM. How can you be so motivational when you talk about grief? And so that's how I end up publishing the book, becoming a publisher, and actually being a media personality from that DM.
Well, you know, it's the area that people don't always want to talk about, especially people who maybe are really struggling. Like you said, they don't want anybody, like Ms. Richardson said, to know that they are having these thoughts. And especially if I hold a position in the community, I hold a position in the church. For sure, I can't be the one that's struggling the way I'm struggling. So for you to put that out there, it allows people to say, okay, if Dr. Sunday's going through it, right, then it's okay that I talk about the fact that how has have you seen your story transform other people's lives?
Well, I think actually before the book was even published, a young lady, her mom had passed away about 10 years prior. And she was one of my beta readers. And she said, she called me, she said, are you home? I said, yeah. She said, I have to be in person. She cried and said, I didn't realize that I actually can truly live after my mom has passed. 10 years. You see what I'm saying? And so I was in tears and I said, okay, Lord, I see what you're doing. And so I tell it everywhere I go because you have to have that, what I call the light bulb experience. When you realize that they enjoy heaven, we got to get there. But the thing about it is we need to enjoy the purpose that God has given us. And every time it just happens just then, I always feel that cool breeze. So I know my brother is always with me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And so you started there. And so the writing journey began. Yeah. What was next?
Next, a young lady here in Atlanta, Hot ATL, right? She unboxed me. She said, have you ever thought about being in media? I said, no, you know what I'm saying? And so that's how we birthed. I was on her platform for a year, and people would pull on me, Regina, and say, why don't you start your own platform? I'm like, no. But anyway, that's how Good Deeds Radio, TV, and magazine was birthed. And I just, it was all God. It's all God. We're part of Bishop Jake's media team, part of the NFL. All those things is him. It's not me. People say, well, you do it so natural. It's him. It's not me. And so all the things that I do, I give him all the honor and the glory because I never in my life thought about doing the things that I'm doing.
I understand. Same thing here. I tell people, there's things that I've done because I've been pushed in a position where I had to do it. If not, I'd have been somewhere comfortable. Yeah, I like it over here. Yes. So next, you brought the children's book.
Yes, now the new thing is, let me tell you just real quickly, the thing about it is we don't know when we dream, those dreams come to pass. I talked to my sister and just asked questions of the difficulty or challenges of raising my niece and nephew. And she said it was funny for her that they didn't want to learn how to brush their teeth. They didn't want to clean their room. They didn't want to eat vegetables. And so I went to sleep. Within 24 hours, I wrote this book. That's Sam the Shark. He has his own website. He has his own costume. He has taken over, actually. It's a whole new brand. So I actually wrote the book, but we wrote it up under the brand Sunday Treasures, which is, a branded thing. You have to get it separate. And so we're actually, if it's okay to say, this weekend, we're having his birthday party and a launch actually at the Georgia Aquarium.
So perfect.
So he'll be there in person. You can actually take pictures with him, and actually you'll see the real sharks as well. But he tells you in a fun way the benefit of brushing your teeth, and we have other books that's coming out, the value of brushing vegetables, eat vegetables, being honest, and just being different.
I love it. This goes back to, we've heard it the entire show, all these different gifts that are inside of you. Just imagine if you had never tapped into those spaces. Yeah. Who'd have thought the anesthesiologist would be writing a children's book, right?
And the thing is, what you were saying to the guest earlier, I did what God, Ms. Richardson, what God told me. I mean, really, I finished the book overnight. And then that Monday, we called the Georgia Aquarium. They said, can we book you for December the 9th? I'm like, already? This is so when you do what he says, it would what Ephesians 3:20, beyond what you can imagine or think.
Because he already has it lined up. I always tell people, God is where he told you to be. Just go be where he told you to be. He's already there. The provision is already there. You just have to go and operate where he told you to operate.
Yes.
Awesome. So what's next? I know we got, is it Sam the Shark? Is that his
Sam the Shark, that's his name.
What else? I know you got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, we do have here local in Atlanta, Breakout Mighty Fellowship. It's women. We get together every month, and we actually do impartation, but we also get that wisdom and knowledge because, as we've all said here, we had to have that push. Yeah, I mean, things have to happen, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it on social media. A lot of people don't have that person that say, okay, come on. And so we actually meet and we actually impart into the young ladies and all ages, because there's somebody out there now that's that's 60, 50, whatever the age, and they been wanted to write a book. They wanted to do media. They wanted to do a Facebook Live and all that. So we actually push them to that and give them the skill sets to make that happen. And be seen, be heard, but get paid.
I love that. Because I'm the kind of person, I tell people all the time, if you tell me you want to do something, we won't talk about it now until you get it done. Yes, so I love that you created this space for people to be pushed. And it's a love push, right?
Yes.
And that makes all the difference in the world. People are pushing you because they love you and they want to see you live God's best. You brought another book with you.
Well, this is the pretty much, I'm telling my story on this. This is Entrepreneur Mandate, and all of us have that Entrepreneur Mandate. And in a nutshell, what it is telling you the 18 years, the good, bad, and the ugly that I've done. You got to make sure you have separate bank accounts. If you don't get nothing else, and incorporate. But I do tell you the good and the bad about that. 2 separate bank accounts. Please, please, please do that. And then incorporate. So you want to be legitimate. You don't want people to send you a big check and then you have to send it to they're not going to write it in your name. Oop, there it is, right?
Because I tell people that all the time. I'm like, it doesn't take that much. Just, But I'm glad. See, it makes a difference. Dr. Sunday said it here on the Regina Sunshine Show. Well, before we go, we'll take a break in a second and bring the other ladies back. But before we do that, there are people out there who have been in some of the spaces you've been in who lost a loved one or who are trying to figure out what does life look like? What is this new normal?
Yes.
Can you speak to them about what the new normal is?
Thank you, Regina. The key is that we need to realize it is a new normal. And it's okay. It's okay when the holidays come, their birthday come. It's okay to cry. I got to say that first of all. And everybody grieves different. Yes. I was the one to gain weight, okay? My parents, everybody else lost the weight. You see what I'm saying? Mine was journaling. My sister actually was speaking. Then ministry came for me. But for you, it's that thing that's down inside that's going to make you smile and it's going to actually make you just blossom like a beautiful flower. So remember, it's okay to cry. It's okay to celebrate them when they're days and the holidays. We even set a table for my brother on holidays. We do that. But it's okay because everybody's grieved different. But I want to say this. You do have a purpose and you do have a calling. You got to do 3 things. You got to believe, you got to trust, and you got to walk it out. Love you.
Oh, I love that. That was perfect. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring everybody back and close out the show together.
Great.
All right. You've been live. You are live here with Regina Sunshine and Dr. Renee Sunday. We'll be right back after this break. Regina Sunshine and all of the amazing guests from this show. First of all, give yourselves a hand. This has been such a great show, and I know the people that are watching were blessed and empowered. I like to end the show with all of my guests and give everyone one final opportunity to empower and encourage our audience. And so my question for today, and I ask this question often because I think it's so necessary, what are some of the practical things you do in your everyday life to stay encouraged? If it's affirmations, if it's someone you like to listen to on YouTube, what are some things that you do on a daily basis that encourage you and keep you motivated? And we'll start with you, Tina.
Oh, sure. As you mentioned affirmations, I actually, you should be your first encourager. Mm-hmm. So you need to affirm yourself and know that you are worthy of all that God has given you, and you are worthy to go out there and make an impact. So one of the things that I like to say every morning is that today is going to be a great day. Yes. Something just as simple as that. Today is going to be a great day. And you'd be amazed at what happens.
Absolutely.
So it all starts with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tina. Dr. Sunday?
Wow, I think the first thing I do before I hit the floor, I said, thank you, God, for another day that I can empower his people. So I spend my time in the word. Now, people get that confused. They think that mean a whole chapter, a whole book, you know, the Old Testament. Just take one verse. It could be half of that verse or something out of the word of God. That's what empowers me. And then I go immediately into prayer. But the thing about it, we need to have that alone time with him. Because what he does in secret, guess what? You know it's going to blow up in the open. And we're not doing that to be, you know, seen like my brand said. The scene is actually to see his glory. You see what I'm saying? So spend time with him. And, of course, prayer is a must.
Awesome. Ms. Richardson?
I tell you, we are all on the same page. I mean, because all I can do is just recap what these ladies said, so I guess we're on the same page. But affirmations are a must for me. For a long time, I didn't know what self-care looked like, and I was trying to be everything for everybody. And it's okay now for me to turn my phone off with not apologizing that I need time to hear me, to hear God, in order for me to be the best to Shauna, for you. And so I would encourage anybody, it's okay to turn your phone off, get in that closet, have some self-time, and just let it just be you, God, and your thoughts. And so, yeah, affirmations, prayer, and self-care.
Awesome. Shakita?
They've said a lot. One thing, I love music. So I will put on inspirational music as soon as I get up. Because sometimes, you know, there will be days where you're like, okay, So I'll put it on, and it's just like, you know what, I go into praise, and, you know, the enemy won't have my day. So you get up and allow God to, you know, work through you and command your day. So I'll say command your day.
That's awesome. I love all of that. Well, I thank you guys so much for pouring into our audience. Audience, I thank you for listening. I'll leave you with the words that I always leave you with. Remember this, God loves you just the way you are. You are beautiful because you are created in love. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life. We thank you again for tuning in. Shout out to my sponsor, Lanita Mitchell Blackwell, with Leading Through Living Community and Bold Favor Media Group. And I don't think I showed this on the last show. I had to do it again. At the Curvy and Confident Awards, I was presenting a resolution from the Georgia House of Representatives by Representative Kimberly Alexander, something completely unexpected. And I did cry my lashes. When I left, one was hanging literally down on my face. And so big shout out to Representative Alexander for everything that she does, and for even now agreeing to help me with some projects that I'm really excited about. So that's it. I leave you with my personal motto. I always say it's not over till I win. If I hadn't won yet, that just means it's not over. So I tell you today, it's not over till you win. If you hadn't won yet, baby, that just means it's not over. Be blessed and keep winning. We're out.